Two cybersecurity giants face off. One big question: which one really delivers? On the left, McAfee, trusted protection with strong value. And on the right, Bitdefender, advanced security with feature-packed power. Let's skip the buzzwords and get to the real stuff. Each category earns points, and at the end, you'll see exactly who comes out on top. The result might not be what you expect.
Here's a quick mind map of what we're digging into. First off, malware protection. Then we'll check out features, look at performance impact, analyze price and value, and finally, ease of use. Basically, if you're comparing two antiviruses, these are the things you should care about. Let's start with malware protection, and honestly, that's where things get interesting. So, McAfee? It's actually scored really high in AV test, so don't sleep on it. Detection rates are up there, like 99.6% online, which is impressive. But, and here's where it gets a little dicey, it does throw a few more false positives than Bitdefender. Plus, it sometimes struggles a bit with ransomware and phishing, which isn't ideal, right? Now, Bitdefender, this thing is like a bulldog. Near perfect protection, clocking in at 99.97% online. Not just that, but the false positives are super low. Performance in tests is just super consistent. Okay, sure, you could see a tiny hiccup in performance during a full system scan, but overall, it's a beast. No contest here. Bitdefender's just a notch ahead. Moving on to features, and this is where these two kind of split. McAfee gives you a VPN even in the most basic plan, and you're getting your password manager, identity protection, dark web monitoring, all built in. Kinda sweet, but they leave out some stuff you might want, like an ad blocker or even a secure browser. Also, if you're after those device optimization tools, you gotta go for the McAfee Plus plans. Now, Bitdefender, oh man, it kinda piles it on. Secure browser? Check. Webcam and mic protection? Yep. Ad blocker, device optimizer, file shredder, social network protection, parental controls. It's like a feature smoothie. You get almost every tool you could want. Okay, a few of the extra cool features are locked behind higher tiers, but even the standard plans are stacked. So if you love peeking into settings and tinkering, Bitdefender just brings so much more. All right, time for performance impact, because nobody wants their PC to feel like it's running in slow-mo. With McAfee, full scans are actually pretty fast. We're talking 12 minutes on average. That's speedy. On the flip side, McAfee can hog your CPU more than you'd probably like, especially during scans. It can even be a bit more demanding overall than you'd expect. Bitdefender, though, is generally super light on resources. Yeah, scans can take longer, maybe up to 34 minutes, but honestly, if you're not scanning every single day, that's not a deal breaker. CPU usage is up there when scanning, but in everyday use, it's basically invisible. So for most folks, Bitdefender is a bit easier to live with. Oh, and here's something cool you might not know. Bitdefender is actually from Romania, and get this, it protects over 500 million devices worldwide. That's wild, right? Let's get into price and value, which is where things always get spicy. McAfee does let you get some premium features in its base plan, so you feel like you're getting a deal up front. But if you stack up both products, McAfee is usually more expensive for the same features, and the real advanced stuff is paywalled behind higher subscriptions. Bitdefender, though, it's often just cheaper for more stuff. Even the entry-level plans are loaded with goodies, especially total security. Sure, if you want the fanciest extras, you still pay more, but overall, it just feels friendlier for your wallet. So Bitdefender's actually winning here too. Last up, ease of use. McAfee is honestly pretty simple to set up. The dashboard looks modern, kind of a familiar experience, and it's quite straightforward. Sometimes, though, it can look cluttered if you're poking around advanced options. There's just a lot packed in. Now, Bitdefender, this feels like one of those apps where everything just makes sense. It's really clean, super intuitive, and all the settings are nicely organized. If you're new, it doesn't feel overwhelming. If you're an advanced user, there's still plenty to mess with. Only slight catch. Some of the deep features do need a little exploring, but overall, Bitdefender takes it. Let's do a quick radar chart flyover. When you map things out, Bitdefender just keeps edging out McAfee in nearly every major category, especially on features and overall value. Not a total blowout, but a pretty clear lead. So, bottom line, Bitdefender really pulls ahead if you want deep protection, loads of features, and to keep a little more cash for coffee this month. McAfee is totally solid for folks who just want one bundle and don't want to fuss, especially if you're in the US or you care a ton about device support. But for most people in 2025, Bitdefender just has more to love. If this breakdown helped you out, maybe share it with a friend. And hey, don't go anywhere. There's more tech stuff coming your way soon.